But for paw prints, yeah, not bad, but I think it's going to get it on the second pass. Hello everyone, this is just a dad. Today I'm going to do a review on this ECOVACS DEEBOT X2 Omni Robot Vacuum Cleaner. Okay, we got some muddy paw prints, we got some really big mess here, we got some fake dog poop. We're going to see how well it does. Okay, so this robot vacuum cleaner's got a base station. You're going to put the clean water right here. You can put some ECOVACS solution in with it. This is the dirty water tank. This is what the water after it cleans the spinning mop brushes. This is where the dustbin is. You're just going to press right here. That's where everything is taken, or whenever it empties out the robot, it empties into that bag. Once in a while, you will change that bag. Okay, so this is the base station. This is what's going to clean the spinning mop brushes, and it's also going to suck everything out of the robot. We do have a button here for easy if you want to just tell it to clean or go home or pause. We can lift this up. Has an on-off switch. Now we do have a button here. We can start a clean with this button, or if you want to undock it so that you can work down here, just long press the button. Okay, so let's get a close-up of the vacuum cleaner. It's got the bump technology, but it also has a couple cameras on the front. It's got the LiDAR technology here on the side. It does a really good job of mapping your house. Now, as it cleans your house, this is where everything's going. This is the dust bin. So everything's going to go into here. And then when it goes to the base station, it's going to empty everything out of here into that bag. Now around back, this is where it fills it up on the inside. Now on the bottom, there are two spinning mop pads. Now you can take these off and throw these in the washing machine once in a while, but this unit does clean those after every cleaning. It'll spin them and clean them with hot water, and then it empties everything out into that dirty water bin there. Here's the cleaning brush here. Once in a while, you'd have to take it out and clean it. There's a spinning brush. And then again, around back, this is where it fills the internal water tank when it wants to, because it's going to clean your floors by putting some solution down also. But it can raise and lower these mop pads depending on if it's on carpet or not. It can raise them 15 millimeters and push them down 15 millimeters to do the cleaning. So it has a really nice app. You can map, it maps your house really quick. You can go in and divide the rooms, add no-go zones, but it can sense where the carpet and the hardwood floor is. Now you have lots of options with this. You can go in and change the vacuum power to max plus. Water level you can change. You can have it go over 2 times of the room. You can put it on a schedule. You can do smart cleaning. There are so many different things you can do with the app. There's even the smart AI where it'll kind of learn your house, learn where the obstacles are, and clean accordingly. You can have it do a whole room cleaning by hitting start, or if I pick a room, I can do just one room, and I could tell it if I wanted to just, I could have it vacuum only, mop only. I'm going to do vacuum and mop. I'm going to have it do it twice. And I really like, so say if I want to do the whole house clean, I can just come up here and press that button, or I can just press this button really short and it'll clean the entire house. But since I'm doing a room cleaning, let's just select the room and hit start.
Start vacuuming while mopping.
It's going to wash the mopping pads first. So let's time this. It doesn't take very long. Now you're going to hear different sounds. It's going to be putting water, spinning those mop pads, washing them, getting them ready to clean your room. And you'll hear the kind of the dirty water being filled into that tank there. I like that there's always instructions on the lid to help you out. Yeah, this is not very loud. About 57 dB when it's cleaning. Okay, so that took right about a minute and a half, minute and 40 seconds. Now it's going to start cleaning. Now the mop pads are raised right now, but it is going to lower them. Okay, so it's spinning. It's not very loud. About 70 dB. It's going to go around and do the entire perimeter of your house first. All right, it is getting some of that stuff up good. Okay, so now it's starting to do the perimeter of the room. Then it's going to go back and forth on your room. That was a pretty big muddy mess, and it got it. Now when it goes on this rug, it's going to sense carpet and raise the pads automatically. See how it raised the pads and stopped turning them? And it increases the suction when it's on carpet. Okay, so as it comes off that carpet, it's going to lower the pads. Now it did lower them a little sooner than it should have. And it should avoid that fake poop there, yeah. It's going to avoid it. It says, I don't like it. I'm going to go around it. And that's what it's doing. Okay, it made it around the poop. Now, since it knows that's not carpet, that's just a mat, it will spin the pads on the mat to help clean them. And again, I got some muddy dog prints here. We're going to see how well it does. Now, if I didn't want to, I could put a no mop zone on that mat there or this rug here, but I like that it can auto sense it. All right, here it comes. It does pretty good on the mud. Now we've got some crumbs there and different things. All right, that one it didn't do. I do have this on 2 passes. That was probably the hardest mud to get up right there. It was really thick. But for paw prints, yeah, not bad, but I think it's going to get it on the 2nd pass. You got most of the crumbs.
Return to station.
Okay, so it says its cleaning is complete. It did a pretty good job. I would have liked to have seen it get that stain up a little bit more, but for everyday paw prints, it did an okay job. It might have smeared some a little bit. Now it's going to go and empty the mop pads and empty out the vacuum.
Start charging.
So it's cleaning the mop pads. Now I do like the app that it gives you live updates of where it is on the map. You can see exactly where it cleaned. Now it doesn't say that, hey, I saw, it kind of just says I saw something there. It doesn't really identify what it saw. It does identify that as carpet. Now, one special feature about this, it does wash the mop pads with hot water. So it generates hot water on the inside, heats up the water to rinse out the mop pads and puts it right here's where
Starting hot air drying.
And then when it's done, it will do hot air drying. And that's the sound of the fan from you can change that from 2 to 4 hours.
Hot air drying completed.
Now it does it twice. So about 80 decibels. That's not too loud. Okay, let's have it clean some carpet now. I've got a blanket that's kind of laying on the floor. I got an iPhone cable. I got some confetti there with some dog hair and stuff. I've got this fake dog poop. We're going to see how it does cleaning this area. I'm going to turn the vacuum power up to max power, and then let's start the clean.
Start vacuuming while mopping.
Okay, so it's going to travel to that area. Right now it's got the mop pads lifted, but you can see even 15 millimeters, that's kind of standard carpet. It will kind of drag them on the carpet a little bit. Okay, so it almost hit that, it kind of did hit that fake poop a little bit. Okay, I got it on max power. About 74. You know, 86 if you get right down there. I'll call it 75. How well is it going to sense that blanket? Looks like it's doing a good job. So I like when they can go around blankets. That seems to be a really Achilles heel for blankets, is running them over and getting sucked up in them and causes them to stop. Okay, let's see if it'll miss that cord. Sometimes cords on the ground can be hard. Well, looks like it's avoiding it. Yeah, it really stopped and thought about that. Okay, so it kind of got into it a little bit. Uh-oh, nope. Now it's gonna run it over, darn it. Yeah, it should have avoided that. All right, now it's gonna go back and forth. There's that confetti and stuff. Yeah, looks like it did a good job with that. Okay, so far it's missing that iPhone cable. All right, there it goes. Didn't get everything that time, but it looks like it's missing that. It's going to miss that cable. Yep, it's going around the cable. That's good. Oh, but then it snagged it, going the other way. Darn. Looks like it's trying to avoid the cable again. Nope. So here it is cleaning that living room. Now really it doesn't tell me that it saw like any obstacles. It doesn't really show me. Let's check the carpet. It did an okay job. There's a few things here. Let's open it up. Let's just see exactly what it got on the inside. Well, it did pick up quite a bit of stuff. So yeah, it's going to go and empty out all of that now. There's a few things down there. So it does find the base station relatively quick. Backs up.
Start charging. To empty the dust.
Okay. All right. Now, even though it didn't use the mop pads, it's going to go into a cleaning the mop pads. Okay, so this does have voice prompts built in. It's called Yeeko. Okay, Yeeko.
I'm listening.
That's the wake word. Go clean the kitchen.
Hot air drying completed.
So it's going to go.
I'm going.
It's going to clean the kitchen. So that's built in. You can turn it on, but that's the wake word. Okay, Yeeko. Or Yaiko. Then you can also tell it to pause. Okay, Yaiko. Okay, Yaiko. Okay, Yaiko. Okay, Yaiko. Okay, Yeeko. Might have been hard to hear because of the vacuum. Okay, Yaiko. Okay, Yeeko, go back home.
Okay, back to station.
Now that didn't work as good as I would have liked. Earlier it was working really good, but this time it took a little bit. Okay, so in the app or even the robot will tell you when it's starting, you need to do the maintenance on it. So here's where the maintenance is located, accessory and parts, the main brush, the dust bag, the filter. When we change that filter or clean it, you're gonna wanna say replaced. And that resets the clock on it because you got 120 hours. Same with the mopping pads, the side brush, component maintenance, and the solution. So let's get started. Now the first one involves the base station. So you're gonna long press this button, and that's gonna tell the robot to move away so that you can do some cleaning. Now you gotta have a little bit of water. Okay, so you don't have much time, but you gotta clean in here, and you can kind of put some water down in here a little bit, and you can clean this. It's a little hard, and you don't have much time. But it's going to suck all that water out here in just a little bit. It's timed to give you a little bit of time to clean this. Okay, so again, it gives you about 30 seconds. And now it's going to suck everything out of there. It'll turn that pump off automatically, okay? So now we can take this out and clean it also. So you can press this little button right here, take this whole thing out, take this to the sink. There's a little filter here. You can get all of this nice and clean. Take this to the sink and get that all nice and clean. And I would just kind of wipe this down in here. You don't want, just wipe this off here. Okay, I got that all nice and clean and wiped out. Just slide it in and it's going to click into place. Once in a while you do have to change the dust bag. You're going to slide that out and put a new dust bag in. And once in a while you should clean out the clean water tank. Here's the clean water tank, and you should also scrub out the dirty water tank. Here's the actual dirty water tank. You should open that up, take it to the sink, get that all nice and clean. Okay, with the robot undocked, take this cover off and let's turn it off. Now we're going to work on it. Okay, first let's do the filter. So you're going to lift this lever and take this out, and now there's a filter here. That's what empties out from here. So grab this right here, this little latch, and there's the filter coming off. Now the filter will come off if you just kind of put your fingernail right there and lift that off. Now normally I blow this out, but then you are going to have to rinse this once in a while. Make sure this is all nice and dry. And again with this, you can rinse this out, but make sure it's all nice and dry. There's a little screen right there that does get some stuff on it. Make sure this trap door doesn't have anything in it and everything's nice and clean. Okay, so to put the filter back, you'll see there's like this wider part here. Slide it in like this, and it just kind of a press fit there. It doesn't really snap in or anything. Now that does snap in there like that. Then you're going to take this and put it down in there like that. Okay, so you're gently going to wipe these sensors off. There's sensors here. This is kind of the biggest sensor right here. A sensor here and here. Make sure the bumper, sometimes a crumb or something can get in there and the bumper doesn't move the best. It should move left to right and back and forth. This is where it auto refills it, and those are the charging points. Okay, so this is called the side brush. Once in a while you will have to replace it. It just pops off. If you just grab it and pull straight up, there, it just pops off. Line it up and pop it back on. Now there are sensors. These are little glass sensors. You want to clean those off here. There's two up front. Make sure the wheel, there's nothing around the wheel. Make sure there's no hair wrapped around the drive wheels. Now the mop pads, again, here's the mop pads. These you can put in the wash machine or replace them. Okay, so this bracket does come off. So what you're going to do is going to rotate it to the left and it's going to pop up, but it's not coming off yet. You do have to kind of go underneath it. Now it shouldn't break it, but you should be able to pop it up and hear a snap. It's just held in there with like this little pin here and a gear here. That's what so sometimes you may have to get in there and wipe this off. And that's the port right where it puts the solution down. Now to put this back on, you want to make sure and snap it into, we want to hear like a click. There, now it's installed. Now when I rotate this, you'll hear like a motor and it lowers it. So when it raises it, it goes that way. So there. Now you can take this mop pad, just line it up. It's just held on there with Velcro. Okay, so the main brush. Press these two little blue buttons towards the inside. Lift this out. Now sometimes you will get some hair wrap on these sides here. And get around here and down in here, make sure this is all nice and clean. When you're ready to put it back together, and make sure these fins are okay. There's like a bearing here and a square drive. Put the square drive in first. Then this just sits over there. Very important, line up these 3 notches or 4 notches on the front. Then rotate it and snap it into place. Lift up, make sure it moves okay. Okay, so we did the main brush. We can hit replaced, confirm. That's going to reset the hours remaining. So now you may have to wait and do these resets when we turn the robot vacuum back on and dock it. Dust bag, filter, mopping pad, side brush, component maintenance. This is all kinds of different things. The front sensor, the side sensor, you kind of swipe through these. The wheels, and it talks about doing the base station there. And the cleaning solution, it just kind of tells you what you can use it for. There's no really reset. Okay, all the maintenance is done. Let's turn it back to the on position. put the cover on, and let's tell it to go dock. You can press that button or use the app, probably works the best. Yeah, let's hit return to station. So it's going to turn some circles, kind of locate itself, and then it's going to dock itself.
Start charging.
Now it does turn that auto drying function off, but you can go manually in there and turn the hot air drying.
Starting hot air drying.
Okay, so I had really high hopes for this. It started off really, really good. It ended up not so good, but it got a C+. So out of 100 possible points, it got 79, so almost a B. The areas where it struggled was on carpet. It didn't avoid that fake poop. It didn't avoid the iPhone cable. And then actually it really struggles kind of in cleaning too. I had the carpet and the hardwood floors on 2 cleaning passes. It felt like it only did 1 cleaning pass. And the 1 cleaning pass that it does do seems a little off, like it's not in line with exactly how, like it's not doing a good coverage area. So what I didn't like about it, the built-in camera, no, the built-in camera was something I did like. The battery runs out quickly on high. So this is a heavy robot. This is one of the heaviest ones I've encountered. It does run, the battery runs out on high really quick. They want you to use the AI where it's going to sense what vacuuming it needs to do and in what rooms. The hot air dryer was probably the loudest. So when this docks and it dries the pads, that hot air dryer that you hear, it's not super loud, but it is probably the loudest I've heard between the Dream and the Roborock. There's no option to vacuum first. And this thing does not remove its mop pads. And I felt like removing these mop pads was a little too much. Like I felt like I was going to break it. It wasn't intuitive to how to remove these. Now the mop pad is, but not the bracket itself. They do come out once you learn how to take them out. So again, it does lift 15 millimeters, which is really high, but as you saw on carpet, like that's not shag carpet, that's just standard carpet. It does drag it across there. Now on these little carpets where it's really thin, the 15 millimeters worked perfect. Again, 2 passes was not really 2 passes. And the filter inside here is kind of small. It is clogging up a little bit quicker. Like Roborock, it's got a pretty big filter. So they've kind of figured out that they need bigger filters to kind of, you don't have to clean them as often. Okay, so what I like. So that OK Yiko, I like it. It's just, I don't know exactly how to say it. Yiko. Once you kind of learn that, it was working really good, but then when this vacuum cleaner was really loud, it didn't work the best. I like the AI. If you use the AI, it does kind of learn your house, where the obstacles are, kind of avoids those areas. The app works. So this was one vacuum cleaner. You know, Roborock, I had all kinds of problems with the app. This one, the app just worked. Setup was easy. Downloading the app, it connects. I've not had too many hiccups. Editing the maps easy. Putting the no-go zones is easy. I have a complete setup video on this. So if you do end up getting this, you can watch my setup. I show you step by step. It does use hot water to clean the mopping pads. You know, on the Dream and the Roborock, I've not noticed where I actually need hot water to clean those. So I don't necessarily know that it's something special, but I don't know that I need that. It does lift 15 millimeters. Again, that is really high. Again, this thing retails for $1,500. It's on sale right now for $1,200. I paid $900. Again, I bought this used off of Amazon. They have open box specials. It didn't seem like there was anything wrong with it. It didn't even seem like anybody used it. So they did go through it really well. $900, I would probably pay that. Now, this thing specializes in hardwood floors with its cleaning. But again, I would have liked to have seen those spinning mops clean a little bit better. So again, 79, that's a C+. I will be comparing this to the Roborock. The Q Revo is what this is going to be up against. The Q Revo is almost identical to this. Where you get into the Dream Ultra L20 is kind of a completely different robot. The S8 Ultra, I'm not really recommending. It's a little bit different robot. I will be comparing it with those also, but I will show you my scoring sheet here. I these are kind of some features that I've been doing these robots, and these are some things I think they need to be able to handle. And so I hope this video helps with that. If there's something you would like to see me review on robots, let me know and I can add it to the list, give it some points. But again, I really had high hopes. This thing did not get good reviews. On Amazon, it's like a 3.3. And then when I first took it out of the box, I was really like, oh, it's going to be bad. But it really wasn't bad. It was like, it got off to a really good start. 5, 5, 5, 5. You know, it doesn't leave the mopping pads at the base station, a 3. It didn't vacuum that well on carpet. I would have liked to seen it vacuum that little bit better. Obstacle avoidance, a 2. And again, it didn't show me on the map. It didn't say, hey, I actually saw some poop here. I saw a shoe here or something. There are some that do a little bit better job of, after it's done cleaning, it shows you the map and it shows you what the obstacles were. And you can say, oh yeah, that's what that was. But this one didn't do that. So again, really, really high hopes. It was really coming out of the gate strong, working good. It maps your house quick. But it just ended up with a C+. Again, if hardwood floors, if you have mainly hardwood floors and small rugs, this is probably going to work pretty good. Because I definitely like the base station. It's not super big. The clean water and the dirty water seem to work pretty good. So with that, again, I look at my Instagram channel. You see updates on Instagram. I do my free giveaways there, kind of behind the scenes, what I'm reviewing today, what's the next video coming, what the comparison is going to be. You can kind of talk to me on there and let me know what you think of some videos. But I will be comparing this to the Roborock, also the Dream L20. This is February 2024. These are kind of long in the tooth. They've been around, I think, for about a year, maybe 8 months. That's kind of long for a robot vacuum because these things are jumping leaps and bounds every 6 months to a year. So they got a whole nother lineup coming up that I'm going to buy. I'm even going to get into Eufy. They've got a new one that's going to be doing the mopping and the base. I'm into these base stations that do everything and the robot vacuums and it mops, and I want that whole feature. That's why I come up with this long list. When I was doing the smaller robots, you could kind of just do some simple things with it, but these things, there's a lot going on with them and they need to perform, in my opinion. If you're spending $1,200, $1,500 on a robot vacuum cleaner, it needs to perform. And the Dream right now, the Dream L20 is outperforming everybody right now that I've got. Now I don't have them all. They're just too expensive to buy them all. But the Dream L20 is doing a lot better. I will be comparing it with this. So be sure and check out Instagram, Just a Dad, my Facebook group page. Again, I will put a link to this in the show description notes. C+, I'll put a better link to the Dream L20. So really do appreciate it. If you could give it a thumbs up, that really helps out my YouTube channel. Also, if you could, please hit the subscribe button. I'm going to be doing lots of these robot vacuum cleaners. I give real world results. I don't put it on there, measure the suction and have it bounce off of a piece of wood. Though there's a time and a place for those, but I want to give you a real world example. I got a dog with some muddy paw prints. We saw how well it did there on a carpet. I'm throwing obstacles at it that I see were all like, I've got 3 robot vacuums upstairs right now going, and they run all the time. Every other day one runs. And so I see where they struggle. And so I bring those results. That's where I've come up with my list. I'm like, well, the iPhone cord, the cords plugged into the wall, the blankets, I've seen where these things struggle. So I want to kind of simulate those, see how they're going to do. Again, I really do appreciate everybody's support. Hit the subscribe button. There's going to be a lot more robot vacuum cleaners coming. I really do appreciate it. Again, thanks everybody for watching. Okay, I'm going to show you the score sheet, but Miss Fiona has come for her treat. She really does love her treats. Okay, here's the scorecard. Again, started off really good. I was loving it, and then just kind of fell off. With the avoidance went down to a 2. How the app, it doesn't tell you anything about all of the obstacles. So I gave it a 2 for that.